Hello and welcome to another video. So in today's video, we are going to have yet another conversation about massage. I told you guys that I was doing this lineup of videos for new massage therapists. I'll link that video so you can go and check out that disclaimer there, but we're going to hop straight into our topic today, and that is doing massage on clients who are larger. I don't want to say overweight, but you know exactly what I mean. A bigger client, a client who has a lot more adipose than maybe you're used to dealing with. So we want to talk about that in a very professional and sensitive tone today. So if that's something that interests you, sit tight and stay tuned. Now, this conversation came about not because of anything that anyone asked me, because you can see it's not many spaces for you to ask me much of anything, but I had a very long week of massage and I was tired, okay? I was looking forward to not having any massages yesterday, honestly, because I had been working. And at the last point, I was on call, so it was like the last hour of my day, a massage pops up and they let me know that actually it was a web booking, so it was nothing that they could do to prevent it because it was a web book. And I said, girls, no problem. I came in, I did the massage. When I came in to do the massage, I was really hoping for a nice, petite young lady. I'm just being honest with you, but I'm going somewhere, so don't shut me out here, okay? I was looking for a nice, petite young lady, and I was like, you know what? I just want an easy massage and then just go on about my business. Only to go and greet my client to find out that he was not a petite young lady, that he was actually a larger young man. And immediately the Holy Spirit begins to deal with me about my thought process surrounding this easy massage, okay? So from that point, I want to speak to you. And the first thing I have to tell you is be sensitive to what the client needs. See, what the Lord was telling me when I began to think like that was, Tanzania, what would cause someone to book a massage this late at night? Now, I don't work at not even when I'm doing mobile massage, but I don't work at I won't call it shoddy, but you know what I mean? One of these shoddy places where people just go in and get these happy ending massages. It's like a spa, right? So what would propel someone or impel someone rather, to book a massage this late at night? Either they're in pain, the Lord told me. Either they're in pain physically, or they're in pain spiritually, emotionally they're in pain. And you need to be sensitive toward that. So immediately I fixed my whole attitude. And like I said, that's the point where I'm coming to you. And I want to tell you that, to be sensitive to what the client needs. When you do the intake, I want you to we're going to talk about a few things as far as things that you may need to adjust, but I want you to first adjust the way that you're thinking about the situation. Ask the client questions just like you would ask any other client. And when you're asking those questions, be listening for what the person actually needs. Are they here to get a massage because they're in pain? And are they here to get a massage because they're in pain, in a different kind of pain, okay? And I know you're thinking you're telling me your back hurts. And as a professional, and then just as a person in general, well, I can tell you why your back hurts. Your back hurts because you're carrying around extra weight, but that's not our business. You don't think that the person who wakes up with themselves every single day knows that they're carrying around some extra weight? They do. But this is symbolic of, I want you to move from the place of they're carrying extra weight, that's why they're in pain, to think about all the other points of pain that come from really being rejected, really from that same mindset that you're coming to it with, that I'm coming to it with, right? Your back is hurting because of XYZ. You will not imagine how many people who carry a lot more weight, who are overweight, they feel very rejected and ostracized because anytime they go to the doctor, anytime they seek help for something, the first thing that people bring up is their weight. Yes, their weight is a problem, but let me tell you something, that the problem of being overweight is a part of a larger system of problems, and being overweight is just a symptom. Okay, I'm not here to teach all that today, but you hear me, I'm about to start preaching on you. It's just a symptom. So I want you to be sensitive when you're doing the intake for that reason. Okay, let's move to the next thing. And that's some practical things. You need to use proper mechanics. Now, I'm doing a video right now with body mechanics. I'll have that link so you can go and check that. But use the appropriate techniques as well. See, a lot of the time, when you see someone with extra adipose, now there's different kinds of bodies. Sometimes someone can carry a lot of weight and the I don't call it the material, girl. The body can be a bit more like squishy, okay? I absolutely love these clients. I love my little squishy clients because I can move it with my fingers and I just like it, okay? Really my favorite client. So if you are a person looking to get a massage, I want you to know that there's some of us out there who love your squishy behind, okay? But if the person is a bit harder, and when I'm massaging, one of the things that the Holy Spirit was telling me was, this is not muscle hardness, this is inflammation, okay? When the body is like that and it just feels very hard, you're gonna have to use proper techniques. I would not sit there and with my hand, like I like to do a lot of hand work, especially when someone, you know, has the squishy, right? You can do a lot of hand work. And I talked about this in that video, but you don't. If the body is very hard, don't try to sit there and work your hands because you're gonna tire down your hands and then you're gonna sit there and be mad at the client and be like, well, your big self got my, you don't, no, don't do all that, okay? Don't do all that. So use proper body mechanics and then use proper techniques. There's some pieces of the body that actually it does allow you to move it a bit more. You know, if somebody has a few folds in their neck, baby, go ahead and undo them folds and massage them folds. If you can't think about it like that, I've said this before, even though that video is no longer here on this channel. I've said that before, but you don't want to, just don't do it at all. If you can't do it the right way, if you can't make people feel, you know, like somebody, like you would want somebody to make you feel, just simply don't do the massage. It's really that simple, okay? And another thing is to adjust your routine. Now, why am I saying this? Sometimes, and just in case it's those of you who are watching who you are the larger client and you're just trying to see what we think about it, I want you to know this, that it's not just people who are larger whose arms can't fit on the table. Some people are just bigger, like they have more body. Not that they're overweight, they just have more body and they can't properly fit on the table, okay? But especially sometimes with larger clients, their arms can't fit on the table, whether it's because it's not comfortable or their arms just don't sit on the table. Sometimes I find that they'll actually, you know, put their arms underneath their body just to prevent their arms from falling off and then being embarrassed because their arms are falling off. So what I do with that is adjust my technique. If I notice that there's a certain way that I could put the arm, like maybe draped off the table like this, so that they don't move all over the place, I don't let them be embarrassed by something happening. I go ahead and do it anyway. And this is another one that's coming to my mind when I'm draping the legs. Now, normally when I'm draping the legs, I do a very tight drape because that's just the way that I like to do it. However, if the client is larger and they're having a hard time lifting up their legs, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take that top blanket and do a drape a different way. So you're gonna have to be aware of this. You don't wanna embarrass nobody. Like, I don't know why would you want to do that, but I know I'm saying it for a reason. Okay, you don't want to embarrass anybody. You're gonna have to adjust. If you can't do the arms, then simply don't do the arms. If you can spend a little more time somewhere else, spend time somewhere else. I'm pretty sure what you can't do, if you do it, what you say that you can't do, if you do figure out a way to incorporate it, they will be so grateful because other therapists before you probably have once over these areas for them. I just wanted to say that. Okay, so adjust your routine. I just mentioned the hands. So the feet is the same way. Sometimes the feet are just a bit tougher, again, from inflammation. And honestly, sometimes people have tough feet and they're real skinny. Okay, so sometimes people just have tough feet. Don't try to go in there pushing with your hands and all this kind of stuff. Just don't try to do it, okay? Don't worry about it, sis. I'm not saying don't do the feet, but just do the feet very generally. I might show this routine to you guys just because it's not just a routine, it's actually a technique, and foot massage is probably my favorite. But once you put your hand somewhere else on the foot, like let's say you put your hand on the front side of the foot while you're working the back, it lets you put less pressure, okay? If you just go into doing the back side of the foot and you don't have a point where you're like touching on the front side, it could be very ticklish, okay? So the way that you balance that out is to make sure that your hand is on like a sandwich on both sides of the foot at all times. So as long as my hand's here, I can do like light work there and it's still relaxing. It's not ticklish. If you just do this, you're gonna be tickling people. So if someone's feet are a bit tougher, you can use that technique and just massage the feet. I promise you they will like it. Another thing that's coming to mind is to make sure that you have lotion and oil with you. Sometimes people have a lot of hair on their body, and then sometimes, you know, especially when they have tough feet, using oil for a foot massage, I don't know how people are doing that, okay? I make sure that I have me a foot cream or some lotion to get those feet, to do that same little technique that I just told you. The next thing is to stretch what you cannot massage. So sometimes maybe they are complaining about back pain, but when you go into the back is just very hard. There's nothing that I can really do to really get down. I mean, you got 50-minute massage here. There's nothing that I can really do to get to the deeper level. And then let me be honest with you, the point of your pain, you might not even know it. Like I had someone tell me that their spine hurts. Well, I'm not going to sit here and massage your spine, but it very well may be the muscles that, hold your body up in an upright position may be a little under stress. So definitely massage the back. Do forearm massaging on the back, okay? Especially if it's hard. But stretch what you can't reach. So learn stretches for common areas. Like learn stretches for upper body, learn stretches for low back, learn stretches for, sore legs, learn stretches for those things. And then while you're learning them, also learn things that you can tell people to do when they are at home. Okay. Now you're going to have good body mechanics in order to stretch someone who is larger. Okay. And they might not even be larger. They just might be larger than you. Now, I'm not the tallest, biggest person in the world. But I don't find it to be hard to stretch people. You just have to have good body mechanics, okay? The next thing is table height. When you see that someone is larger, that means that they're going to be sitting up, especially, think about it, you're laying on your belly. That means you're going to be sitting up higher on the table. Like your back is going to be higher on the table. So you wouldn't have a back up here and then be massaging up here, because you're going to have to massage like this. Like, look at my arms. It's not going to be comfortable. And it doesn't allow you to use your body weight then to use strength for the massage. So you're going to have to adjust that appropriately. I'm sorry, I had to add this piece in here because I forgot to mention the pillow. Sometimes when people are a bit larger, their neck sits lower on the table and it's kind of uncomfortable for them and might even be hard for them to breathe. So what I do is offer the face cradle pillow. Most of the time, the pillow detaches from the actual the mechanism itself, and you can sit it on the table, and I'll use that as a pillow so that they can hold their neck up. I don't make it mandatory. I just ask. All you have to do is say, would you like a pillow for your neck? If they say yes, just slip it under. If they say no, then just leave it that way. But always have this option, especially when clients are larger, because sometimes it is hard for them to breathe when they are laying supine on the table. If you are working at a place where you have a hydraulic table, great. You can adjust the table throughout the massage. If you're doing something like a mobile massage, you're going to have to look at the client and adjust your table accordingly. Like I said, I talked about this in the body mechanics video. But I would rather have a table that's too low and have to do some massage on a chair than to have a table that's too high and I can't actually get in there. Okay. All right. Another thing is, the weighted blanket. So I mentioned this weighted blanket before, and it really comes in handy when someone has a big butt, like the back is flat here and then the butt goes curved that way. The sheet tends to slide all over, and I don't want that. I want to see your butt crack. I don't want to see your buns. So I put the weighted blanket on there. When a client is larger, they're laying on more stomach, right? And they're coming up higher on the table. I find that sheet usually slides around. I would definitely put a weighted blanket or just a blanket that's heavier than your sheet on the top of it to keep it steady. Tucking sometimes does work, but tucking sometimes doesn't work. So just have, like I said, adjust. You're gonna have to adjust your routine more. You just have to be flexible. I guess that's a better word. Be flexible. Okay, and here's the last thing that we're gonna talk about, and that is smells. Okay, so we're professionals here and we don't do things like, you got your nose turned up because maybe you smell something that's a bit off. I've had smells come from under the sheets for clients that were not larger. However, there's this stigma that larger people smell, and maybe sometimes they do. I've had larger clients and nope, none of them smell. Maybe because they know of this stigma, they cleaned extra, okay? But we want to get rid of that stigma, those stereotypes, putting people in boxes, get rid of that. But if you do happen to smell something, you should have these things with you already, just in case you do. And that's essential oils, not just for the clients, but for yourself. You can just put a little something. Just pull a something on your nose right there so you can smell the oil instead of what it is that you're smelling. Okay, so especially if you got a weak gag reflex. I mean, you'd be like, nobody, don't do that. Don't do that during the massage. Another thing is hot towels. So if you're about to do the feet or something like that and the feet are stinking, just go ahead, get a hot towel out there, just wipe them feet off. If you're about to do the neck and you're like, man, these crevices, I don't know when the last time they've been washed, find a way to incorporate the hot towel into the massage and just go ahead and clean it for them. Some people can't even reach their back. Whether it's a larger client or an elderly client, I've had this happen where they have a lot of like dead skin cells on their back because they're elderly and they can't reach it, okay? So you be the person as a professional to go ahead and help them out with that. I would take a good hot towel and incorporate it right into the massage. They don't know what's happening. They just know it's relaxing. Meanwhile, I'm not only helping them clean their back, but I'm helping myself along with the massage, okay? So I hope that this was helpful. I hope this makes you be more aware and it helps you to be a better professional, helps you to become a better massage therapist and really a better person altogether. So as always, if you have a question, ask one, and I'll see you in the next video.